Hello, everyone. My name is Noemi Banchi, and today we are going to study the teaching. As you see in this, yeah, we are today we start a course, or actually we will start to study this book, Metaphysics by Ruben Cedeño. Every metaphysical activity has two parts, the theory and practice. We will start with the practice. As you see, let me show you. Okay, yes, it's a little bit fast. Let's start from the beginning. Okay, today we are going to do the service of the violet ray by Sir Ruben Cedeño. And first of all, what is a service? Well, it is a set of decrees, and basically it is composed of two parts, guide and group. I will show you. Okay, because we are online, I will do both of parts of the guide and the group. But if we were face to face, I will do the guide and you will do the group. For this reason, I suggest doing aloud the part of group at home. Let's practice first. In part of the group, for instance, when you see a word plus x3, that means you have to say the word 3 times. Let me show you. Beloved Master Saint Germain, and the beings of the violet ray, come, 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 ignite, 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 focus, focus, focus. Here, the violet flame of forgiveness. Ta 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 ta. Like this. Another thing, what we are doing now is the service of the violet ray. Let me explain to you what is that. Well, we have the violet ray, which is an energy that we can use to transform our lives. So you can do this service, focus on a specific situation that you want to change. Of course, something like you don't want, something like is a problem or make you suffer. So you can think in that situation and do this service with this purpose. But also, it's a very good practice to do for the whole humanity. So we are doing this service for the whole world. Well, stop talking, Noemi, and let's start. We are going to take a deep breath. I am inviting all the bright beings of the seventh ray to come here, right now, to this place, with the violet ray transmuting, freeing the earth, ascending it to the light of God that never fails, and converting it into the freedom's holy star. Beloved Master Saint Germain, and the beings of the violet ray, come, 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 ignite, 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 focus, focus, focus. Here, the violet flame of forgiveness, compassionate love, problem solver, and build here the sacred temple of violet fire and the sacred cathedral of His Majesty Saint Germain. Kneeling in our hearts, we give our greeting, welcome, and reverence to the King of the Golden Age, beloved Master Saint Germain. Beloved Master Saint Germain, I am invoking your violet cloak of light, your crown of Maltese crosses, your zephyr of amethyst, from your heart center of compassionate love. Cover us with your cloak, reign with your crown on us, lead us with your zephyr, and walk through us. Let's go to Mount Avila, where in the etheric region the palace of the purpose of man is, in whose center is the immense Saint Germain's cathedral, where under its dome the violet flame burns for the whole world. Palace of the purpose of man that expands its light from Mount Avila. Its motto is unity, truth, and freedom. It is the golden beacon of the new age. The beautiful Saint Germain's Cathedral of the Violet Flame is our heart. It radiates compassion, peace, and transmutation. It is the sacred fire of forgiveness. Angels of the violet fire, the pillar of the violet flame torch, the hand of the violet flame, the violet Master Saint Germain's clock. Come, 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 surround, 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 envolved, envolved, envolved. My being displays every person and the whole earth. Beloved presence of God, I am. Stop here and erase right now with the power of all the beings of violet light and the activities of the violet ray, so that sweep, 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 erase, 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 burn, 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 transmute, 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 consume, 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 dissolve, dissolve, dissolve all negative appearances. Violet flame, violet flame, violet flame, Saint Germain, Saint Germain, Saint Germain, sweep, 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 erase, 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 burn, 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 transmute, 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 consume, 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 dissolve, 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 violet flame, violet flame, violet flame. We decree in the name of the divine presence of God, I am, and His Majesty Saint Germain, violet ray and protection for all children, the young, the elderly, the disembodied, the rulers, teachers, activists, artists, doctors, mystics, and priests. We decree to every appearance that is not peace, health, or prosperity in the world. I erase it, I erase it, I erase it. It is dissolved, it is dissolved, it is dissolved. It is consumed, it is consumed, it is consumed. You don't have power over me. Cross of violet flame, bless me, protect me, defend me, and enfold me. Beloved Master Saint Germain, with the power of the divine presence of God, I am, and the power of 1,000 suns, I am unloading firmly the blessing, protection, defense, and envelopment of the violet ray. I am accepting, absorbing, and expanding this blessing of the violet flame, eternally and self-sustaining, in the name of Master Saint Germain. Amen and amen. Thank you, Father. Okay, well, now we will start studying the teaching. This is the title of today. And let me tell you that this book is available at Amazon. And this book is dedicated to everyone who wished to become free from suffering and be happy. Okay, first of all, I want to give my greeting and give thanks to the person who teach me, and his name is Sir Ruben Cedeño. Because actually, I'm nothing. So the person who knows here is him. Okay. Using the term teaching for this instruction rather than any philosophical or religious denomination is an intentional and conscious choice. And why I choose this image is not for decoration that I put this image here, because an image speaks 1,000 words. So let me show you bigger. Okay. Okay. It's because this instruction we are talking about metaphysics. Why we say it's a spiritual teaching? Well, teaching because we need to study. So the first thing I tell you, I'm telling is take the book, have a book, read, because the person who needs it is you. And the canoe here in the picture is similar to this teaching, because the purpose of the teaching of this study is to give you a tool to cross the lake. All this, of course, is a metaphoric image. So, because the life is like this river or this lake, and we need to cross, and from one shore to the other, and we need something, and we need this teaching, but it's not the purpose. This is only the means that we use to get what we want. And when we arrive at the other shore, well, we don't have to carry on all the time with the canoe. Do we? No. So we need to live. For this reason, is the name that we use is teaching. And also to remind that all of us, we are students. Truth must be known. And this is the most important thing. I started to study this because I wanted to know the truth. But the point is that nobody can tell you the truth. Because, for instance, I can talk to you now and I can say a lot of words, but the truth must be known by ourselves. So the truth must be known by myself. Truth must be known by yourself. So it's something like you have to see with your own eyes. Of course, this is very helpful because we can understand, and as I said, if you have a canoe, it's easier to cross the river, so from one shore to the other. But if you have to swim, it's a little bit more difficult. So trust must be known. And remember that every person has to do that. Everyone has to know the truth. And as you see, I put the picture. All the pictures, they are not decoration, okay? They explain something. In that case is Athena, and she represents the truth. And as you see the truth, you don't have to defend the truth, because truth defends by itself. As you see in the image, let me show you a little bit bigger. And truth has as if here this also is represented by our O. Yeah, okay, good. I love this image. Okay, if you like, we can read together. Freedom from suffering and enlightenment comes when the individual firmly decides to put their lives in order and live in accordance with the factor 21. Okay, what is this factor 21? Well, we have the 7 universal principles, the 7 bodies, and the 7 aspects of God. And, well, 3 times 7 is 21. And I give you in the factor 21 is the all metaphysics, is the metaphysics by itself. If you realize the 7 universal principles plus the 7 bodies plus the 7 aspects of the totality of life, or the 7 aspects of God, you realize your life and you ascend. You know everything here on earth. And this is what we have to focus our life in this factor 21. Let's see a little more in detail. The 7 universal principles are, we can read together, mentalism and cause and effect, rhythm and vibration, polarity and generation, and correspondence. They are these principles. They are fulfilled in the whole universe, not only here on Earth, in the whole universe. And also, they affect our lives. And if we know them and we use it in a good way, of course our lives will be much better and we will avoid suffering. And what's happened if we ignore this law? Well, it's as if you ignore speed limits. A speed limit, for instance, when you are driving on the road and then you have to pay a fine because you didn't respect the law, well, it's like a kind of suffering. Well, in that case, it's the same. So if we know the law and also if we ignore the law, doesn't matter because the law always are fulfilled. The thing is, if we know them, much better for us, of course. It's the same as if you know that in that part of the road you have to go, for instance, you have to drive at 70 kilometers per hour. Of course, the speed limits you will respect. Another thing we need to know is the 7 bodies, because we are not only this appearance. Let's start from the bottom. And here we have the physical and also etheric, because sometimes the bodies are divided in different ways. This is only one way, so you can study. And sometimes the personality is divided in four bodies, as such as physical, etheric, emotional, and mental. But in that case, we are seeing the physical with the etheric. So in one body. Etheric also is known as vital, because it's our vitality. Well, okay, we have emotional body, means our emotions. We have mental body, which means our thoughts, and manas, body. And then we have these three bodies, which represents the superior self, and they are body, atma, and monad. Sorry, I think I spell. I hope I spelled correctly this word monad. Okay, let's see. The manas body is this part. I put this image so you can see our bodies. Here are written and here are represented. This is the image of our presence. I am, our reality, our real being. As you can see, this part is all light, and this is what represents these three parts. The pure light. The middle image, this triangle with the image of a lotus, represents our inner self, and the causal body is all these circles, as you can see, blue, golden or yellow, pink, white, green, gold ruby or orange, and violet. All these circles of light, of color, represents our causal body, and they are include in our body manas, which means it's our superior mental body, if you can say. Buddhi is our body when we realize that we are not I anymore, because we are unified with everyone. We don't see difference between I and she, or I and them. We see unification with every being. Atma is the state of the body, or the body which we have conscious of ourself, and monad is the self itself. Yes, this is the self itself. And if you know all the 7 bodies plus the 7 universal principles, you know everything. And one more thing, because we said 21, not 14. We have to see the other 7. And this is the 7 aspects of the totality of life. And we can read together. The first blue ray is faith. The second golden ray is wisdom. The third pink ray is love. The fourth white ray is harmony. The fifth green ray is health. The sixth gold ruby ray is prosperity. And the seventh violet ray is forgiveness. And these aspects is because any virtue, as you can see, virtue like faith, love, health, these virtues are related to a color. And well, this is what we have to realize in our life. So if it doesn't mean actually that we have faith or we have love in our lives. It means that we are. So I am faith, I am love. No, I have love, or I have someone that loves me. No, I am love means I give love to another. Or prosperity, this means that I have money, or I have a cup of coffee, or I have a phone, I have a computer, I have a light, I have a house, I have a car. All these things that I have, well, is our aspect of prosperity and forgiveness. And all these things, if we realize the seven as this, if we realize the seven universal principles, the seven bodies, and the seven aspects of the totality of life, you know the whole teaching. Because there are many activities, and we always are talking about one of these topics. Someday, maybe we are studying prosperity, and the whole activity is about decrease of prosperity. What means prosperity? How can I get something that I need? And for instance, in that situation that we are living now, and in a global situation, so we need to understand that our prosperity is within us. We don't depend on external source, as maybe it's a salary, or maybe it's a X income. Maybe you have rents, or maybe, I don't know, your parents give you money, your partner give you money, or you have many sources. You invest your money as well, but we need to understand the source. So actually, which is the source? And if we know that the source of our prosperity is within us, we will not afraid of the economy or what's happening in the world, or well, all these things that if you are listening to the news, you will realize that the whole thing that you are facing in that moment, in this moment actually, but this is appearance. Appearance means it's not truth. And as I said, truth must be known. So we need to understand that our prosperity, I put only one example, but do you know there are, I am talking about only one factor, and there are another 20. So only prosperity in that case. If we realize our prosperity is within us, and we will not afraid of what we can listen to the radio, or what we are listening to, our environments in our job, or something like that, because we know the truth. We know the truth. Let's move on. I put bigger so as you can read as well with me. Let's read together. This teaching is a school without a location, a church without a temple, and a religion whose only belief is the truth. And well, this sentence is to memorize by heart, because what does it mean? Maybe doesn't mean anything to you, but is the metaphysics is the teaching of the New Age. That means that we don't have a building. So as for instance a church that they have a building. So look, now we are studying here. I am at my apartment, and maybe you are at home now, and we are studying. And religion whose only belief is the truth. So we are not fanatic. We are studying. So this is a school. Again, we don't have a building like when you can go and listen to the bell or something like that. But it's kind of, so it's a school, but without location, because we are learning here. And well, this is a church, but without a temple, because actually We have this part of devotion as well, but not as a religion. Let me move on. It is highly convenient not to belong to any sect or spiritual organization in order to avoid division from the rest of humanity. And this is the most important thing to know about metaphysics, because one person, if they realize that they are metaphysicians, well, the term is like student. I love the word students. I study metaphysics, or I'm student of metaphysics, because actually our and also for instance, my person was grown up with in the Catholic Church, and when I started to study metaphysics, when I was 21, yeah, and now I am 36, so a long time ago. Yes. Almost. Oh, I don't want to I don't want to make math. But actually, I found that metaphysics is not against Catholicism, and I said, oh, good. So because we in metaphysics, this teaching respects all the points of view and all the religions as well. For instance, 2 months ago in April, we celebrate Easter, and only 1 week ago we celebrated Wisak. So Easter with the Master Jesus, the resurrection of Master Jesus, and Wisak, only a few days ago, we celebrate the ascension, illumination, and also, of course, the teaching of Lord Gautama Buddha. It is beneficial to commit ourselves to become one with all humanity without differentiating ourselves from them with ensign, uniforms, shields, flags, or any racial, social, political, religional, sexual, or nationalist reason. As I said, when we are talking about metaphysics or spiritual teaching, we don't have this division about nations or race or any flag, because we always work for the unity of the humanity. We don't separate. We don't work for this reason, for this purpose. And how can I say that? In metaphysics, because we don't work with separation or upside down, we are working with the purpose of unity. Doesn't mean that we have to be all the same, or we have to think, or we have to speak the same, because actually this teaching is taught in many languages. Spanish, I started to study this teaching in Spanish. My teacher is a Spanish speaker, but also this teaching is in Italian, in Portuguese, in French. So the words, so we can speak different, or we can use different clothes, or maybe we have different skin color, but we respect each other. always if we have the same goal, the same aim, which is the 21 factor, the factor 21. Bigger the image so you can read. The term metaphysics is a generic name, free use since it was created by Andronicus of Rhodes in the 1st century before Jesus, as a title for some chapters written by Aristotle concerning intangible subjects such as beauty, ethics, and love. As you can see, metaphysics is a very old term and was created by someone. So actually it's a word. And well, this word involves metaphysics. It was created by Andronicus of Rhodes because he reads a lot of work by Aristotle and say, oh yeah, like all these topics corresponds or have something in common. You cannot touch this. Okay, so I will create a name, and he puts the name metaphysics. So metaphysics, the name metaphysics was created by Andronicus of Rhodes. Why I said before Jesus? Because I want to make a break here. Jesus and Christ are different. Christ is a word which means something that Christ is a term to say ungido. I'm sorry, I have the word in Spanish, but it's essential for every person. So every person has a inner Christ. Jesus was a person as well, human being, and he was called, or he is called actually, Jesus Christ, because he could realize himself as a being, and our being is called Christ, and this Christ is in our hearts, as Connie Mendes taught us. This heart has 3 flames, the threefold flames, which are blue, golden or yellow, but golden because we are talking about light, and pink. These three, the threefold flame is within us and is in our hearts. And this is our PowerPoint because we don't have any cable or battery. So we are alive because our inner self and this threefold flame. So all the time is giving us life and all things that we have. So Christ, this is the meaning of Christ. Don't be confused with Jesus, because Jesus, of course, he was a perfect human being actually, because he developed the factor 21. He knew the 7 universal principles, and this is not the activity of Jesus, but I have many examples, so we can study in another time. We can study many examples of when Jesus taught about the universal principles. He knew his bodies, or the 7 bodies, and he realized as well the 7 aspects of God. So for this reason, I mentioned the 1st century before Jesus, and know as well, as is common, it's common knowledge, we say before Christ, but it's not correct. So you know now why it's not correct. And here we have this the trisignia. Trisignia is the representation of the metaphysics, this spiritual teaching. And well, maybe you are wondering now why you said before in metaphysics there is no insignia or there is no flags, and why you are showing this now. Because metaphysics was created, as you see before, many years ago, and involves a lot of things. And well, we need to identify. So we are speakers and we name things, and we need to identify, okay, what we are talking about metaphysics. And we need to identify within this word metaphysics in specific, we are studying this teaching, that teaching. And another thing that we can identify this teaching is because it's something practical. As you see, the first thing we did today, what? Theory or practice? Practice. We started with the service. So we study this because in fact, so okay, we study what is a service. A service is a set of decrees. Okay, let's do that. What is love? Love is is a virtue of God. Okay, let's do that. And then you will have experience to develop love. Maybe someone at home, maybe you're in someone around you in your environment that you need to practice love. Love these people, love this person. Who knows? But always is theory and practice. It's not only theory. I know we talk a lot. No, it's more practice than theory. And another thing about this that is easy. Everything we study here is easy to understand to everyone, for everyone. It's not only for, well, sorry for that, but only for intelligent people, only for smart cookies. No, it's for everyone. Okay, let's read together. Metaphysics is the science that studies everything that exists but cannot be seen or touched because it is beyond the physical, and this is what the world means. Beyond the physical. As Aristotle, when he wrote about love and beauty, he wrote these things that we cannot see. We cannot see love. What is love? That's the song. What is love? Okay, what is beauty? We can see only the effects, not the real thing. For this reason, it's beyond the physics. And yes, the first thing I don't want to spoil my own class, so let's go step by step. And also here is a science. It's something like we can practice. We can see. Yes, this is what I wanted to say. Metaphysics has three basic areas of study: God, the science of knowledge, and the self. Okay. When I said basically we studied three things. First, God. And some people can read this word, can listen to this word and say, oh God, but I don't believe in God. Because you don't believe in this image of God that society, or I don't know who put in our minds. God is not a being, elderly being with white beard, sitting on a cloud, and all the time judgment with saying, okay, punishment or rewards. No. God is actually the way that life expresses. God is the seven universal principles, is the law, and this law is fulfilled. And the seven aspects of God is the virtues, faith. When someone say, okay, I don't believe in God, it's fine, it's perfect. But this person loves someone, maybe loves a partner, or maybe their parents, or maybe they have a pet, or maybe they love a comfortable situation. And this uh, this knowledge to discriminate good between bad, for instance, is God itself. But the person, of course, the person doesn't say that this is God, because God is not an image as well. In metaphysics, we study God as a principle or as an aspect. The science of knowledge. This is a science. We study the knowledge but itself. And this is the way that we can understand the self, ourself. Because what we need to control is ourself. And for control, the first step to control ourselves is the knowledge of ourselves. And we need to know our seven bodies, not only our appearance and thoughts. No, we have seven. So I don't want to say we are complicated because it's not true, but I will say that we have a lot of parts, and well, for this reason we are here. We are studying metaphysics to know about ourselves, God, the science of knowledge, and ourselves, the self. Okay, and ta-dan, the end. Okay. Well, we finished for today. This activity is the first activity of this book, Metaphysics by Sir Ruben Cedeño. And every Saturday at 2 p.m. we will be here studying metaphysics. Thank you.